In the game of hot and cold and finding out who Deadlock's next hero could be, it certainly feels like we are getting warmer. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back, as always, to another episode of Deadlock Weekly. It's Ansonex, and this is your go-to spot for everything Deadlock updates, esports, community highlights, drama, and more. If you want to keep your finger on the pulse, make sure to subscribe. So we're going to jump right into it this week with Cadence and the visual novel leak. If you recall, Cadence is a hero that's in the game files already, but some screenshots from the visual novel were leaked over the past couple of weeks. I'd actually seen one of the screenshots last week, but I wasn't sure if it fit under the umbrella of what we're trying to do with the show. So this is actually where I turn it over to you. Do you want to see some leaks covered on the show? Due to the kind of slower week this week, I thought this would be a good time to put in asks so that we know going forward. But Cadence is a hero that is going to support other heroes in a variety of ways, mainly through singing. And if you want to see a version of Cadence that you could spawn into your game right now, go and check out my data mine video from a couple weeks ago. But the major difference here is that Cadence obviously has had a major appearance change from her current placeholder model of the kind of fat Viking. She now kind of looks like Lady Geist, but with Karlach's kind of tiefling horns. And so that's certainly an interesting direction that they're going to go with her, probably a little type of a siren kind of thing. And so it's great that this got some attention this week, though, because I think it helps break up the negative feedback loop that's kind of been going on this week in the community. It helps generate some excitement, some speculation, and even more so, I think, shuts up the people who are saying that the game is abandoned or dead, because it's really easy for those people to get a louder voice when everybody's feeling a little bit down like we have been this past week or so. And so I said this in the data mine video, but I think Cadence is a super interesting character. It's cool to get a support character that isn't going to be just like, I heal you in this creative way or something. And then beyond that, I think it's hard to see that picture and not be intrigued about what she'll come out looking like. And if I had to guess, it's going to be kind of like a siren ability where she can buff her team and then she draws in the enemies with her great voice and beautiful appearance. So guys, no big patches at all this week, no little patches even either. There may have been, I'm sure, like a back-end kind of non-gameplay affecting patch that the devs may have done, but nothing that changed that wound up in patch notes or anything like that. And I do have one piece of information, though, that may ease your hearts, in that there were 39 days between the 4 Heroes patch and the map rework update. And then there were 31 days between the 4 Heroes patch and the Christmas update before that. It's now been 33 days since the map rework update on February 25th, and I will leave you to do with that information what you will, but I think it is certainly, hopefully, indicative of when we may have a new update. But no patch this week doesn't mean that everything stopped in the community, and the Deadlock Fight Night tournament went on as usual earlier this week on the 26th. In North America, Hydra Nation took another commanding victory this week over the LARP Lords, which maintains their dominance from last week. And then in the EU, one win overtook Paravision. So congrats to both those teams. Do you guys want to see stats or maybe like a little bit more in-depth game breakdown? I'm curious. Let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. I'm happy to bulk up this segment a little bit more if people like it. And then on top of that, I took a look. The college Deadlock schedule continues to get updated, but only really on the day of, it seems. So I sent them a message. If you have a connection to college Deadlock, I'd be very interested in connecting with you so that we can get some match dates and times screwed on correctly for these segments going forward. And so guys, that's all I got for you this time in this real lightweight edition of Deadlock Weekly this week. I wanted to thank you guys so very much for watching, and hopefully we'll have more to report on next week. Oh, and I always forget to bring up stuff like this until the very end, but we are moving Deadlock Weekly to Sundays at 6 p.m. This is not going to change moving forward, but just wanted to lock it in because I get into a bit of a jam up where I had the video sitting kind of all day Monday, and then that leaves a lot of time while I'm at work on Monday for eventually, I'm sure there's going to be a patch that will drop on a Monday, and then my video, the Deadlock Weekly for this week, is all of a sudden missing the biggest thing of a month. So it's going to move to Sunday so that I can record on Sunday, and then that if something then drops while I am, well, like right now it's 12:20 p.m. The video's not going to release until 6 p.m. So if something happens in between 12:20 right now and 6 p.m. this evening when the video goes live, I actually have time to adjust it and include those big events. But that is all I have for you this time, guys. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will see you again next weekend. Peace.